Namaskar, a warm welcome to World News, an Indian perspective on All India Radio. This is Nipunika Shahid bringing glimpses of major developments of the day from across the globe. The headlines: India not just met but exceeded Paris Agreement target expectations, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the Climate Ambition Summit. Goodwill at stake due to Chinese violations at LAC, cautions India's External Affairs Minister. New Delhi's Indo-Pacific vision not directed against any third party and for a free, open and inclusive world, says External Affairs Ministry spokesperson. Pfizer's COVID vaccine gets emergency use authorization from US FDA. And in football, the Manchester Derby between Manchester City and Manchester United will be played tonight. The Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, addressed the 5th anniversary of the Paris Climate Agreement a short while ago. He said that while the world looks to make emission reduction targets more ambitious, we must also review achievements against targets already set. It is imperative for their voices to be credible for the future generations. About India's progress towards its commitments made in the Paris Agreement, the Prime Minister told that India has exceeded its targets beyond expectations.
We have reduced our emission intensity by 21% over 2005 levels. Our solar capacity has grown from 2.63 gigawatts in 2014 to 36 gigawatts in 2020. Our renewable energy capacity is the 4th largest in the world.
Mr. Modi also underlined India's initiatives, the International Solar Alliance and the Coalition for Disaster-Resilient Infrastructure at the global level to combat climate change in a collaborative effort. He concluded his address by reaffirming India's commitment to the global cause.
To all my fellow residents of this planet, I make a solemn pledge today. Centennial India will not only meet its own targets, but will also exceed your expectations.
External Affairs Minister of India has cautioned that goodwill cultivated with China may dissipate due to Chinese actions in this year. Speaking at the 93rd Annual Convention of FICCI, he said that the repeated Chinese violations of LAC-related agreements has negatively impacted public sentiments. India's External Affairs Ministry spokesperson also, on a separate occasion, reiterated China's efforts to effect a unilateral change along the LAC.
I also believe that, what has happened is not actually in the interest of China, because what it has done is it has significantly impacted public sentiment. The real danger is that the goodwill, which was so carefully developed, will dissipate. I have every confidence that we will rise to the occasion. We will meet that national security challenge.
On the issue of techno-nationalism, the minister said that India cannot afford to be playing catch-up in the digital economy and participate in the digital world with no benefits for Indian talent and enterprises.
I would develop our talent not only, because it will make me a stronger nation. I would actually develop our talent because I see ourselves as an HR superpower.
Speaking on India's vision for the Indo-Pacific, Dr. Jaishankar stated that India's footprint in the world has grown. He asserted that Indo-Pacific region is an emphatic affirmation of the seamlessness of the globalized world, and India's interests have expanded beyond the Indian Ocean. In a related development, India has reaffirmed that India's Indo-Pacific vision is not directed against any third country and it is for a free, open and inclusive region. Replying to a query on the recent comments by Russia's Foreign Minister, Mr. Srivastava reiterated that India's relationship with Russia stand on its own merit. Russia's Foreign Minister had earlier alleged that the Quad grouping is an attempt to engage India in anti-China games and undermine Russia's relations with India.
India enjoys long-standing relations with Russia, characterized by a special and privileged strategic partnership. This year, in fact, marks the 20th anniversary of our strategic partnership with Russia. PM had unequivocally outlined during his speech at the Shangri-La Dialogue that India does not see the Indo-Pacific region as a strategy or as a club of limited members or as a grouping that seeks to dominate. It is not directed against any country. It stands for a free, inclusive and open region.
New Delhi has welcomed the discussions between the Gulf Cooperation Council GCC nations to resolve their mutual disputes. Referring to Kuwait's statement that fruitful discussions have taken place towards resolving the rift in the region on the matter, spokesperson of India's External Affairs Ministry, Mr. Anurag Srivastava, on Friday said that India shares close civilizational, economic, political and cultural ties with all the Gulf countries. He added that India hopes for harmonious relations between all the countries in the region. This is All India Radio giving you the world news. The US Food and Drug Administration has issued the first emergency use authorization EUA to Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine on Friday. A statement from the FDA read that the authorization for emergency use of the first COVID-19 vaccine is a significant milestone in battling the pandemic. It said that the authorization was provided after a rigorous, transparent and scientific process. It added that the FDA expects manufacturers whose COVID-19 vaccines are authorized under an EUA to continue their clinical trials to obtain additional safety and effectiveness information and pursue approval of licensure. The Indian Embassy in Beijing on Saturday launched a movie series, CinemaScope, exclusive for the SCO family, in which the embassy will be screening more than 24 Indian movies dubbed in Russia. The event was jointly inaugurated by Indian Ambassador to China Vikram Misri and SCO Secretary General Vladimir Norov in a cheerful atmosphere. Our Beijing correspondent reports that the event was attended by nearly 100 diplomats from SCO countries and neighbouring countries who shared their fondness for Indian cinema and culture. Bangladesh's Foreign Minister of Bangladesh, Shahryar Alam, has said that cooperation between Bangladesh and India can go global, as India is one of the top cotton exporting countries and Bangladesh is the second largest ready-made garments exporter in the world. Addressing the second Bangladesh-India Cotton Fest 2020 in Dhaka on Saturday, he said that Bangladesh looks to its all-weather friend India as a top cotton exporting country to secure a steady supply of quality cotton as the nation seeks to double its export of RMG over the next 5 years. India has endorsed the Nobel Peace Prize being awarded to the World Food Programme and said that it also constitutes an urgent call to action. Delivering the joint statement by India and Sweden at the UN General Assembly, India's envoy stated that India and Sweden share a strong commitment to strengthen the United Nations system to respond to the COVID challenge. The 12th of December every year is observed as International Universal Health Coverage Day. It seeks to raise awareness of the need for strong and resilient health systems and universal health coverage with multi-stakeholder partners. On the occasion, India's Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan presided over Universal Health Coverage Day celebrations via video conferencing in Delhi. He said in view of the global pandemic and this year's theme, Health for All, Protect Everyone, there is a need to invest in health systems that protect everybody. He said COVID-19 has greatly magnified the need for building resilient healthcare systems. In football, Manchester United will face off against rivals Manchester City in their Premier League match tonight at the Old Trafford Stadium. India is celebrating the 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. Before we end, let us listen to his favorite bhajan, Vaishnav Jan, by artists from Bangladesh. Vaishnav Jan ko tene kahiye je peed par aaye jaane re par dukhe upkar kare toye manaya bimana na aane re. And with that, we end this bulletin. See you at same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.